Hello, annyeonghaseyo. Welcome to Jeonju World Cup Stadium. I'm Matthew Binns and I'm joined by Peter Hampshire for the 2021 K-League season opener. Back in Jeonju, Peter, again, as it's always meant to be.
It's the same weather here, no matter what time of year. I never bring enough coats to Jeonju. It's such a cold present. It's for me. Maybe I've just gone soft.
Well, you're clearly not celebrating as much as I was, as Jeonbuk have maintained their quite prolific form in these opening day fixtures, winning, well, they're ninth in the last 10. They're drawing one, so that makes it 10 opening day fixtures now for Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, where they have failed to lose. The last time they lost was to a small team called Jeonnam Dragons back in 2011. But well, they're not in this league anymore. We don't really need to talk about them as much. But we do need to talk about Jeonbuk and FC Seoul, which happened today. Jeonbuk finished eventual winners 2-0, but it wasn't. The first half wasn't exactly a classic, Peter, was it?
Yeah, the first half was really even. I thought before the game that FC Seoul would have a good chance today, and that they were proved right. I thought in the first half, Ki Sung-young started well, but clearly not match fit because he got taken off after around 35 minutes, and that's the part of the game where I thought Seoul's control of midfield left actually when Ki was withdrawn. The first half, not the most entertaining, not too many shots on goals. But then in the second, with the substitutions, Ilyachenko coming on especially, I thought Jeonbuk deserved the win.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a number of things we should touch on there as well. Ilyachenko came on for Gustavo. Gustavo probably building the nail for the case for his own argument to be recalled from play because, well, he missed quite the chance before the interval.
Yeah, it was a header from about 6 yards out. It was a great cross in by Young, by the way.
Oh, he did really well today again. Young, very reliable as always. But yeah, Gustavo missing from 6 yards, and I can only assume his heart sank when what originally looked like Ilyachenko's goal. It was announced in the stadium here as Ilyachenko's goal. It turned out it was actually Kim Won-gun who was jostling with Ilyachenko for the header and converted Kim Bok-young's cross in. But you can only feel Gustavo's heart sink it a little bit that the new strikers come in, Ilyachenko's come in, and perhaps competition for his place is going to be very high.
I know it's only been one game, but judging from Kim Sang-sik's tactics today, he's going to stick with that one up front that we saw last season here at Jeonbuk. So yeah, it's one or the other.
Yeah, and Kim Sang-sik's tactics is something we should bring into attention before we talk about Modo Barrow's last minute second goal. Kim Sang-sik he made the move. It's a move we don't like to see. He took off. Jeonbuk played under 22-year-old Lee Sung-yeon on the left wing today. 22 minutes for the under 22-year-old with number 22 on his back. Perhaps the markings were on the wall, but. Lee Sung-yeon came off for Kim Sung-dae, who's returned from Gangwon FC, and it's something we don't like to see. Jeonbuk often gets criticised for not having youth players in this side. I wouldn't say that's fair. I feel that Jeonbuk do play youth players for a fair amount, but this is something that they don't normally do. This is something we don't normally see from Jeonbuk. Do you think it was just a tactical decision made beforehand by Kim Sang-sik, or?
Yeah, I think it was a pre-made choice. Lee Sung-yeon he wasn't having a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. He was just playing nicely on the left wing. He made a couple of good inroads down that left side as well. It's clearly a predetermined move from Kim Sang-sik.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I had to make the long walk all the way around. I had to go off at the closest point possible to get to make the long drudging walk all the way around the pitch. But hopefully, the youngster won't get too knocked. If it was a pre-planned move, at least he might not feel.
He didn't look too down. I think he knew what was coming.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think his replacement Kim Sung-dae did that much. No. I think it might have been better to keep the young lad on, but. Yeah, well, hopefully we won't see too much of this. But we did also see another debutant for another 22-year-old, and this brings us into one of the new rules for the season. It's one of the new rules that we're still trying to get our heads around, Peter.
Yeah, I think there was confusion all around the press box. I heard people asking if it was 4 or 5 subs allocated today. So we thought at one point it was only going to be 3 for Jeonbuk because they were only utilising 1 to 22 player, but then because they brought on the keeper for Sung Kun, that meant they could actually use all 5 today.
Yeah, so in the end, we actually got to see keeper Kim Jong-hun. He's a under 22-year-old goalkeeper. He came on for Song Bong-kun.
Didn't have much to do.
No, he did make a very good save. Didn't get to see it the ball until late, but that was his only real contribution. But so he came on at the same time Chae Chul-sung came on, and he had to, because until that point, Jeonbuk could only make 3 substitutes until they had played their under 22 card from the bench. So the 4th substitute, well, the 4th and 5th were played together, but the 4th substitute therefore had to be an under 22 player. And therefore, once they did that, they could also play the 5th substitute. And so Jeonbuk utilising all 5 of the substitutes today.
I feel like an actual team are going to get it wrong this season, and the referee's going to have to call them up on it.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to change the substitutions or miss out, because it's so confusing. And in the heat of the game, where you're trying to change your tactics based on what's going on the pitch, you're going to make mistakes like that.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to know more about this rule, because I know it can sound quite confusing, perhaps not explain it as well, there is a podcast where our very own contributor, Jeonbuk, he explains it far better than we can. And he's also written an article with a breakdown table of how the substitutes work. And I can honestly say I called that up mid-match to try and figure out what was going on. Just have to bear with us here. There's some cabling reworking going on near us. Unfortunately, the microphone isn't working today, so I hope you can hear our voice. Got some comments in, though. Comments in from TY saying thank you for the review, and I love our work at K-League United. Well, thank you for commenting and tuning in. And we also have commenting on Facebook from Scott Whitelock, hoping that I have got the champagne on ice. Champagne is always on ice in, Jeonbuk supporters' households, I feel. No, we should really move away from Jeonbuk. Let's just quickly mention that Barrow did get a goal. He scored it. It came on at the end. It was just a little tap in from close range, but sealed the points. And another good showing from him. Hopefully he'll be looking for a start in the near future, depending how this under 22 rule works. But we should talk about the visitors. Park Jin-sop, new manager at FC Seoul. Did you see flashes of his Gwangju management style here today?
Well, I've been building Hong Joon-ho up all winter, the centre-back, the new signing from Gwangju, and he was on the bench. But Park Jin-sop's style at Gwangju was all-out attack and just take the risk, and that's why they finished 6th last season. It didn't seem. I know they're away to Jeonbuk, so perhaps you can't do that, but they seemed a bit more reserved today. FC Seoul. Palisevich, I noticed, was playing very close to Park Chu-young up top. Quite a bit of a different role to what he was playing at Pohang Steelers last year, where he was a bit deeper than he was today, and he didn't get that much joy, actually, Palisevich. I think Jeonbuk nullified him well. I think the same for Park Chu-young. He didn't get much joy either.
I felt the work from the centre back from Jung-ho. Kim Min-hyuk, I think Kim Min-hyuk had a very good day, and it was a very good birthday to Kim Min-hyuk as well. We were ready with we were ready with that tweet, and it was like, come on, get the goal. And no, we didn't get to use the birthday cake emoji today, but no, I think they did nullify the threat from Palosevic very well. Do you think Seoul then are lacking a striker? Because there was all this talk and. They might go for Felipe. Park Jin-sop might raid his old club once more. Or do you think Gwangju are just hiding him somewhere, Felipe, to disconnected the fax machine? And
I wouldn't blame them, because if Felipe leaves as well, then Gwangju are really in the mire. But I think they 100% need a different option up as a number 9. You see Jeonbuk today with 2 fantastic number 9s. They'll be envious of that. Because Na Sang-ho had a good first half today, I thought. He can't do it all on his own. And he's not an out-and-out fox-in-the-box striker. He's more of a creator, so they need someone to finish the chances, for sure.
But still shoots of optimism if you're an FC Seoul fan. Certainly, the transfer window is still open. There's still chances for FC Seoul to get somebody in, and up front is probably where they should be looking. Anyway, that's it for us. They are packing up around us in this stadium, and we're probably going to have to get on. So there's more coverage today on K-League Twitter, official Twitter. There's more coverage today on K-League United official Twitter. Ryan Walters has travelled down to Daegu to take in Daegu FC versus the recently promoted Suwon FC. A lot of changes at Suwon FC, so that's going to be an interesting fixture. So keep your eye out for that. He'll be keeping updates there, and well, that's it. I think so.
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. There's more games tomorrow and even more games on Monday as
It's
well.
a long weekend in Korea this weekend, so plenty of Monday games as well.
And if you are watching outside of Korea, because if you're inside of Korea, you can already find the streams on Naver. But if you're watching outside of Korea, launched last week, tv.kleague.com. You can watch all games, K-League 1, K-League 2, for free. So tune in this weekend. And that's all from us. We'll see you next time.